What up, what up, what up? Welcome back to the Two Goat Show. We're your hosts, Mariah and Steph. Steph, happy Two Goat Thursday. Good to see you. How you doing?
Happy to go Thursday. I'm doing great. Feel great. Happy to be here. Man, it's about time we do this mock draft, right?
It is. We've been talking about it for like a month now, so I figured it's time before, the actual draft is here and gone and we still haven't done it. So,
It's a month away still. Won't be
chat,
dramatic.
what's up? Happy Two Goat Thursday. Good to see y'all. Appreciate you guys. Throwback, Don. First in the door, per usual. Appreciate you both. Jimmy, Rob, what's up? What's up? Everybody else out there watching that watches back on replay, we appreciate you all. Hope everybody's had a great week so far. It's almost done, almost the weekend. Before we get into the draft, though, into the mock draft, we have a few things to talk about. The 49ers actually only made a couple moves, I think, since we last spoke. So we'll get into those. I'll get your thoughts on those. But before we do that, I know that you just had you just had 2-player spotlight interviews. So why don't you tell us a little bit about those?
Yeah, so right before we went live, and thank you, Mariah, for changing the time, being flexible, so that I could do this interview. Right before we went live here, I had New Mexico running back Andrew Henry on the show, and before that, I had Devon Gilmore, linebacker from Georgia Southern, on the show. Both of those guys were great, like great personalities. Andrew Henry, if you guys don't watch any other interview, like that will just be a good one to watch. And I've just been fortunate enough to have a lot of guys this season that, a couple guys that went to the combine, like Jackson Slater and then Peyton Page from Clemson. Do you remember, Mariah, when it was like after Clemson Pro Day and there was like quotes from this defensive tackle that I was like, I'm not going to get outworked.
Mm-hmm.
And, I don't care if he got vets and things like that. And I was like, man, I need to watch this guy's tape. So, like, after that, I was like, I got to DM him and try to get him on the show. So, made it happen. So, it's just been awesome. Those are the 3 that I did this week. And then, obviously, there's been 15 or more that I've done so far this season. We got a month left to go before the draft, so there'll be plenty more. So,
yeah, that's awesome. I'm gonna have to go back and watch the ones from today, but I always enjoy those, especially because it's players that 9 out of 10 times, like, I haven't heard that much about. So if it wasn't for those interviews, like, I probably would go this entire draft process without ever learning a thing about these people. So like, I think it's awesome that you're able to spotlight that, bring some attention to these players that are either from smaller schools or whatnot, for whatever reason, they're not getting the attention that some of these bigger prospects are getting. So yeah, make sure you guys go check those out, especially the one she just got done with the running back. I heard it's very good, so check it out. All right, Steph, so the couple moves that the 49ers made since we last talked, I'm sure you already have spoken about these ad nauseum, but I haven't heard your thoughts. So the first thing, well, I'll probably wrap these into a little 2-parter and you can just answer them both together. The first one is the 49ers, I guess, finally, maybe, I don't know what word you want to call it, but the 49ers dealing Jordan Mason to the Vikings. We kind of talked on our last show about, what it would look like if the 49ers just ended up trading him instead of, like that second round pick tender and all that. So give me your thoughts on, trading Jordan Mason, what they were able to get for him. And give me your thoughts on the 49ers bringing back Juice. We just talked about
your thoughts.
We had just talked about, that the 49ers, might be updating their offense and moving off of the fullback position. But not so fast. My thoughts, I think, I don't know, that I was just ready, like, and just, I just feel like we're never, if Kyle can actually update and add some wrinkles, maybe actually use juice too, like all of a combination of that, like I wouldn't care. But the fact that you're bringing this guy back now, for what reason? Because you hardly fucking use him. You talk about he's this offensive weapon. Well, fucking use him then. Like you can't part with him, obviously. So can we use him? Throwing the ball a few more times? Like every time he gets an opportunity, he usually does good things with it. Like, the toe line grab on the sideline, like he always makes some pretty cool catches. Like, but how many times do we throw to him? Like, how many times does he run the ball? How many times? What does he fucking do? So like, if we actually used him, I wouldn't care. The only reason I'm kind of just pissed off about it is because like he was gone. Like, like I was excited that we were moving, updating, moving on. You're talking about getting younger, and yet here we are. So I think maybe just getting younger at certain positions, unless it's, your friends on the roster. I don't know. But Steph, give me your thoughts on both of those.
Okay, so I guess I'll start with Juice. Yeah, I almost felt at a certain point it was easier to just pretend he never was released to begin with. Like that almost made a little more sense. But I'll just say this, like I'm not sure that anything really changed from the 49ers standpoint after I've thought about it for like a couple of days. This is my conclusion. I don't think really anything changed for the 49ers. I think they wanted to have Juice on the team, but it was always for a certain amount of money. They asked him to take a pay cut. It's not like they released him before asking him to take a pay cut. That was really it. Like, hey, we want you here just at this price. And it was Juice who, maybe felt like he didn't want to do that. Maybe wanted to see what his market was. So, he explored that, took a visit to the Steelers. I guess Steelers must have been awful because, like, it was like same day. I feel like we're getting these little clues from George Kittle that he's back or something. So then, obviously, he accepted then that pay cut, which is now this new deal that he re-signed with the team. And it's 2 years, so it gives him that chance to be with the team for 10 years, which is a big deal. So obviously he wants to retire a Niner. He wants to be here. So it's a very roundabout way to, and kind of, how should I say, inconvenient way to come to the conclusion that, you want to stay with the team.
Yeah.
But I mean, whatever.
Yeah.
I'll also add this, like as far as changing the offense, I still think the 49ers can add wrinkles to the offense, and Luke Farrell is going to be a bigger part of this offense than maybe, we've seen Eric Saubert be, and who was the tight end before the T2 before that? I don't even remember. Tyler Croft, or I don't know.
Yeah.
So yeah, I still think like there's ways for them to do more 12 personnel if they want to, with Juice there. So I think they could figure that out. And it makes sense, honestly, especially to start the season. If your one of your wide receivers, Brandon Ayuk, may not be available right away to start the season, you want to have more 2 tight end sets. I think that makes plenty of sense to kind of help soften that blow. Just a thought. I mean, I'm just assuming here, right? But yeah, that's kind of what I'm thinking. What was the other
Jordan Mason?
Jordan Mason. So the trade of Jordan Mason. We've spoken about Jordan Mason many times on the show. I've mentioned him many times on the channel. 49ers just are not as high on Jordan Mason as everyone else is. It is a bit of a shame, but it is what it is. And I'll say this. Like, I would have liked, I think we all would have liked if they got more for Jordan Mason, but clearly this was the best offer that they got for him, right? Like, don't you think if they got offered more, they would have gotten that, right?
Right.
And also tendering him was for the purpose of trading him because they knew they weren't going to extend him and they didn't want to just, let him go to free agency after this year was over and, not getting anything for him, maybe a comp pick, right? But like you want something for this draft. They have plenty of comp picks for next year already. And, so I think they just wanted something out of him. I think that when they tendered him, that was the plan. They wanted to trade him. And yeah, Kyle's probably going to be drafting himself a running back and probably going to be getting an undrafted free agent running back too. So should be interesting times ahead.
Yeah, I would definitely expect Kyle to pick up another running back here. How about your thoughts? I still don't know how to exactly pronounce if it's Siren. Is that his name? The special teams guy we just signed?
Neil?
Yeah. I don't know if it's Siren. I just keep butchering it. So I just keep going with Siren because
that works.
that's the only thing that sounds normal out of there. So so give me your thoughts. Former Dolphins and Bills special teams ace to a 2-year deal, Siren Neal. 49ers keep, bolstering this special teams up. I think we've been complaining and bitching about it for the last few years. So I don't know, I'm happy, obviously, that they're making changes to special teams. It's definitely needed. The lack there of moves, I guess, with the other, offense and defense is kind of what worries me. But hey, yeah, fix special teams. Give me your thoughts on this signing stuff.
Yeah, I think this is just, you can lump this one with all the other special teams moves that they've made. It's a depth move. It's a deep depth move, more than anything. And, you do need those. You need bodies to make up a 53-man roster, and you need guys who play special teams. So, a lot of these moves are for that. And some of them, maybe don't make the 53, but as thin as the defense is, for example, right now, I mean, you got to imagine that they will make the 53. So yeah, I agree. I think they're necessary moves. You got to improve the special teams. I'm good with that. Just not they haven't done anything to address the positions of need as far as the defensive line goes. In fact, they've let go of more guys on the defensive line than they've brought in. They haven't brought in any. So yeah, I think definitely putting a lot of pressure on themselves in this draft to nail this draft. Like they pretty much have to.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy. Like I definitely, we talked about like not expecting big names or so, like we weren't expecting that, but at least some names. Can we get somebody? Like anybody? Is there any D-line available? Can we get somebody?
Yeah, so like I do think they were trying to get some defensive linemen in like maybe the second tier of free agency. But I don't think they went out on any of those deals. The 49ers have put themselves in a position where in order to get a free agent to want to come to San Francisco, you would have to overpay. Because if it's between, hypothetically, if a free agent is choosing between 49ers and the Eagles, and those are your two options, who are you going with both things being equal? You're going to the Eagles, right? Like they just went to the Super Bowl. They're a great team, great defense, find a role for them. And the 49ers, like from the outsider's perspective, it's like, what are they doing? Like, I don't see the vision. They're rebuilding. So like free agents aren't, looking to join that. And so in a sense, it's kind of like when you think about a really shitty town and you're like, you'd have to pay me to live there. Well, the 49ers are kind of like this place right now where it's like you'll have to pay me to go there. which means you'll have to pay me more than what the Eagles, like a really good team, is offering to get me to go there. Well, the 49ers aren't willing to pay people right now. Like, they're not willing to go into these bidding wars. So they're kind of settling for players that I think are settling for them. I don't know how that's going to go for them. I tell you what, though, the draft, that's the perfect thing for the draft then, because draftees don't get to choose where they go. Right. It's like, we get to pick you. You're coming here no matter what. So maybe that's their best bet to, filling out their defensive side of the roster. And I would not be surprised too if you get some great deals after the draft as well of free agents who are still out there, because like it's kind of died down for everyone now. Mm-hmm. So the free agents that are left, a lot of those guys and even a lot of the teams are waiting till after free agency, to restart conversations. So I'm sure the 49ers will bring some guys in after that. And yeah, there'll probably be some decent signings that happen then.
Yeah, I don't know what you want to call it.
And it's not that I'm calling it that. It's just that perception, though. Mm-hmm. We see everyone, like, look at the national media, how they're talking about the 49ers right now. Everyone is using the word rebuild, even if it's not exactly that. Even with the offense has barely changed. The offense is basically the same. Mm-hmm. So it isn't a rebuild. But yeah, that's just how it's being perceived. And that's how, prospective free agents are looking at the 49ers.
It's just crazy. Like, how did we get here so fast? Like, we were just that Super Bowl team, like we were just a team in the Super Bowl that all the players, free agents wanted to come to. Now we're just like, oh, nobody wants to come here. We can't afford nobody. Like, we're not the only team that has to pay a quarterback. Like,
yeah, no, I know.
I just don't understand why we're the only broke ones all of a sudden.
And I'm tired of Brock Purdy and his negotiation getting blamed for why the 49ers are doing this.
Yeah.
He's not the reason. They have cap space. They have a lot of cap space. They had enough cap space to work with even before they went with this drastic move. We know it's more about Jed Parag and how they don't want to dish out money to, some guys who maybe like underperformed, which is fair. Like, I'm totally behind that. And I'm totally behind getting younger. But I do think, based on what I said about, free agents, you're not going to get any free agents with the way you're trying to do things. I do think, like, you're going to have to slightly overpay someone. And by overpay, I'm not talking about, like, tens of millions of dollars. I'm talking about $1 or $2 million added to the deal just to get over that hump and get a free agent to agree to sign with you. That's what I'm hoping that they would do. To get some of these guys, lure them in. But just based on what we've seen so far, I don't think they're doing that. Assumption, though. That's all an assumption.
I don't know what they're doing. Let's look at, there's been tons of pro days. Let's look at Steph's diary here. Let me pull it up. Steph, what have our guys been doing? Who they've been talking to? What's been going on? Talk to us.
Man, it's been a busy week for pro days. I'm sure you heard the 49ers had a bunch of people at Oregon's pro day earlier this week. So first someone, I think it was Draft Diamonds, came out and said eight people from 49ers, front office came. Matt Barrows clarified it was actually 5. And through my own research, I was able to corroborate those 5 via like videos and photos. So it was General Manager John Lynch, Director of Player Personnel Tariq Ahmad, Director of Scouting and Football Ops Josh Williams, Director of College Scouting Dominic De Cicio, I think Italian name, I don't know if I'm saying that right, Area Scout Crowley Hanlon. So they had a lot of people. That's the most that I can remember at a pro day, but I'll have to check back some other years. But not even just from the amount of people, it's about who was there. Like all the top dogs from the scouting department were there, and they talked to Jeffrey Bossa, and we got a video of that actually from one of the media members who was there, and you can see Tariq Ahmad and John Lynch chopping it up with him in between some stuff. So that was definitely interesting. Oregon has a ton of players that should be on the 49ers draft board. Like Derek Harmon is the big one. He's very much the Eric Armstead, Buckner type of build. And it's just funny because he comes from Oregon too. Like, do they always try to find guys with these same body types? So he would obviously be a fit, someone that they would probably like. Bossa's the other one. I like Jamari Caldwell is one guy I like that you could probably get, a little bit later in the draft, and he's a beast. You got Terrence Ferguson, the tight end, who, if I'm not mistaken, they met with him at the combine. So they have a lot of talent. If I had to put money on it right now, they draft at least one Oregon Duck.
I like that.
The other one is the Stanford Pro Day. John Lynch always or usually goes to Stanford Pro Days. This year, the most draftable prospect, and maybe the only draftable prospect out of Stanford, is Alec Manor. And I mean, he's nice. I haven't gotten into his film a whole lot, but from what I have seen, he's a good wide receiver. And it seemed like John Lynch took a liking to him. And it's notable because they brought the wide receiver coach, Leonard Hankerson, to that pro day, which you rarely see the 49ers bring position coaches to pro days. And, it's down the street, so it's not that big of a deal. But considering, A.O. Manor was like the biggest draw there, I would say that's pretty interesting. They had a total of 4 members at that pro day. So yeah, that was interesting.
And it says John Lynch has had interest in him for a couple of years.
Yeah, that's what Brad said. So Brad was at that pro day as a media member, and that he said that's what he heard from someone. So
interesting.
Stanford guy.
Yeah. Do you know what round is he projected at? Do we have any idea?
I'm not sure. I think like day 2 probably, or not sure what round specifically, but I'd say day 2.
Interesting. Any other ones that stuck out to you that you wanted to talk about before we move on to the draft?
Let's see. No, none that like were super surprising. UCLA, and this was quiet. Like I don't think I even tweeted about this, but UCLA, they had 2 notable guys like Josh Williams and Dominic DeCiccio were at UCLA, and Femi Oladejo is probably the biggest draw at that one, as well as their linebacker Carson Schwessinger. I don't know how to pronounce his last name, but yeah, so that one was interesting to me too. Anytime you have one of the top dogs there, it's interesting.
All right. Make sure, if you guys have never seen this before, that everybody can access it. It's on Steph's Twitter page, right pinned to the top. So
yeah, it's bit.ly, so BITL.ly 49ers Draft Tracker 2025.
There you go. All right, let's get in. What's up, Gammon?
He's got a super chat.
Yeah. I got it. Appreciate you. Go ahead, Steph.
What, you don't want to know about special teams, the top prospect? Who doesn't want to know about the top prospect who the 49ers are going to be drafted in the second round? Top prospect, that's tough. I got to remember each position. So edge, I mean, Abdul, obviously, quarterback. I don't know. I haven't watched the quarterbacks myself. I think consensus is Cam Ward right now, so I'll go with that. Tight end, Tyler Warren. Running back, Gene T. Offensive lineman, I think so. Will Campbell or Membao? It's really what you prefer. If you're a stickler for the arm length, you go with Membao. Otherwise, I think it's Campbell. Corner, Will Johnson. God, did I miss any offensive positions? I just said offensive line in general, if that's okay, Gammon. Did I miss any offensive? I don't think so. And then, so defensive side, I already said Abdul Carter for defensive line. If you want to go defensive tackle, so I guess Mason Graham. I wasn't a huge fan of Mason Graham, but he's the consensus there. So if he falls to 11, that's value, right? So I wouldn't be mad at that. And I'm trying to think. Linebacker. So it's either between Jahad Campbell or Jalen Walker. I love Jalen Walker from Georgia because he could play two different positions, two positions of need for the 49ers, edge and linebacker. So I like Jalen Walker, and he's a dog. Like, I love the energy he plays with. He could stand to be better at linebacker. He's kind of he could stand to be better at both, but he'll get there. Like, I think it's just something he's still figuring out. Otherwise, it would be Jahad Campbell, who's kind of just like all around, linebacker. Safety, man, I don't know who the top safety is. I'll mention a couple that I like. Jonas Sanker out of Virginia had his pro day yesterday or earlier this week. He's pretty good. There's a couple of ball hawks in this safety class as well. Billy Bowman, and I'm trying to think. I haven't gone too deep into the safeties, so hopefully that answer suffices right now. Corner. Oh, I already said corner. I think I'm good. I think that's it. All right, Gammon. Making me work for those $2, man.
Sheesh. You passed the test, don't worry.
Yeah, man.
Appreciate you. All right, let's get into this draft stuff.
Let's do it.
All right. I think I got it. 7 rounds. I put fast because we ain't doing no trades, so we don't give a shit about those other teams. All right. Think we're ready? Think that's
I'm ready.
Let's go. Let me see. Can I scroll up? Are we just not going to do
you didn't want to do trades,
okay.
Right?
All right.
I mean, I don't mind a trade, but you said you didn't want to.
Well, I meant we're not going to offer no teams. We're not going to no teams, so we can look at the ones they offer us if you want.
This isn't bad. I mean, but I'm curious to see who will be there at 11. But as of late, I've kind of been team trade back. I think they could get better value at 22 than kind of forcing something at 11.
Let's see what the other one is. Pick 20.
20.
Well,
it's not bad.
We see these people are already off the board.
Oh, okay. Let's take a look.
So Cam Ward was drafted first. Membao second.
Yeah, see, I don't like what's available for us here.
Will Johnson. Dang. Shador Sanders 7 to the Jets.
Thanks, hey, it could happen.
Campbell, I know. Poor guy. Kelvin Banks.
Who we got here?
We got, let's see. Offense.
Yeah, just show me. Yeah, let's just see the offense, defense. Oh, Jalen Walker's there. Do we chat? Do we want to go Jalen Walker at pick 11 here or trade back? I kind of like Jalen Walker. Like, can we?
Because if we trade back,
Let's just do it. Let's do Jalen Walker.
all right, let's do it.
Oh, Gammon said trade pack right as he clicked it.
Next pick, 43. Let's see what some offers are. So Jets are on the phone.
Too far.
She said, screw you, Jets.
No. Oh.
Calcs. We get pick 227 to move back 3 spots.
3 spots. Okay, who's there? Can you see who's there? Like,
I think we can. Can I pull this back up if I hide it?
Probably. And then just see
so
defense,
offense,
so some linebackers, some tackles. Yeah, I feel like that trade's actually kind of nice because it's only a couple spots back, so we could probably end up with anyone we're seeing here. Let's take it. Yeah, I'll listen to Gammon this time.
If I go to this, okay, so this one.
Yeah, I like that. All
right, let's go.
No more trades. No more trades.
Orleans, nope, reject. We're out of here. Okay.
Okay, so Kenneth Grant is interesting. I think he's a beast. You obviously need someone at defensive tackle, and he's kind of like an all-around sort of defensive tackle. Some of the guys listed, I love Alfred Collins too. Some of the guys listed here are, somewhat one or the other, whether they're, run stopping or pass rushing. We have to go defensive line here though, my mind.
So what you think?
Yeah, I go Kenneth Grant.
All right, chat. Kenneth Grant. Here we go.
Lock it in.
Next pick, 75. Hell no. Hang up. Fucking calling us bitch ass birds.
Nah, I don't.
Rejects. Yeah. All right. We're going offense. Let's see.
Does it make you like go into the subcategories, or can you deselect those?
You can just go all.
Oh, okay.
All offense.
Oh, what are we doing, chat? We go in offense, or we go in defensive line again? We already got 2 like defense guys.
Yeah,
I think we could
offense.
I think we could go. I do love Connerly. We've been saying that they can get at least one Oregon guy. Yeah, I'm not mad at that. I'd like it.
And they haven't ranked at pick 46.
Oh wow,
we're at pick 75.
Let's do it. Twitter will love us.
Draft. Next pick is pick 100. Hell no. Yeah. Why are these the ops fucking calling? Like, leave us alone. No 2026 pick. Fuck that. That don't do us no good right now in this draft.
Just to move back 3.
All right.
We
got to pick good because the Rams are right behind us.
Let's look at defense. Another Michigan guy, Josiah Stewart there. You got Billy Bowman. I don't think they need CJ West is awesome. CJ West is a beast. David Walker as well. He's smaller, but he's a beast too. Like he gets to the quarterback. I don't care about his size. Jordan Phillips is nice as well. I don't want to go too far. I think we have a lot of picks coming up actually in this range. So do you think we need safety? Do we need a safety? Because that's like one of those positions where I'm like, I don't know if we necessarily need one. Scattaboo. Scattaboo. Someone in the chat's gonna say draft Scattaboo. Definitely don't need him though, in my opinion, right now.
He's our new quarterback.
Don't get too close to that draft button. Yeah, CJ West, I agree, Callie. He does have some DJ Jones to his game. He's quick. I kind of want CJ West, but I know defensive tackle is very deep, so I don't need to
6'1",
I don't need to go for him here.
Raz 9.15.
Okay, so for the safety questions, I do think they need another safety. Do you go safety this early? Billy Bowman is a ball hawk. I talked about Jonas Sanker as well. I think that's the thing about the
5'9",
safeties in this
192.
class. There's a lot of ball hawk guys. Do you guys like Billy Bowman in the chat? The Texas safety.
6
Makuba. I think he already went. We're at pick 100 now. He's definitely gone. RAS. I'm cool with Sanker or Billy Bowman. Chat, what do you guys think? Or do we go CJ West here, defensive tackle?
CJ West might be here in 3 picks.
Are we picking in 3?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, no, 13. Never mind, 13.
He still might be there, though.
Yeah, because they haven't ranked at 116. But
and then there's Jamari Caldwell there too.
Tackle.
There's Jamari Caldwell. Okay, let's go safety then. Let's go safety. Let's go Bowman. Yeah, Billy Bowman. Let's do it. Let's lock that in.
All right, here we go.
Yeah, I like Sanker too, Justin.
So
they want us to move.
Let's see who's
let's see who's there.
So he's still here.
CJ West there. And Jamari Caldwell. Jordan Phillips is there too, who I like. Caldwell's there. There's still, like I said, defensive tackle so deep. We really don't need to go for that right now if we don't want to. Man, Chase Lunt, I do love. Is a tackle option for the future. Who do we have so far? Can we look at our picks?
My picks.
All right, so we started off with Jalen Walker in the first, Kenneth Grant, Josh Connerly, Billy Bowman. So yeah, let's go D-line again. Nose tackle. So Gammon, who you thinking? CJ, right? I'm still on the CJ train here. Because to his point, Caldwell's more of a DT guy. Yeah, CJ. Let's go CJ.
Yeah. All right, let's do it.
This is fun.
All right.
The Seahawks got Chase Lund
right in front.
All right. Yeah.
All right. Well, pick 138. We going offense yet, or?
Someone mentioned wide receiver. Let's see who's available. Nick Nash, San Jose State. Yeah, wide receiver's just not doing it for me. It's not a great class.
Where my guy go? Oh, went right before we.
Ricky White.
All right, so
yeah, we could skip Yeah, let's go running back. Let's go true Shanahan here. In fact, he's late. Kyle Williams. Oh yeah. A wide receiver. Is Kyle Williams still there at wide receiver?
I didn't see unless he's all the way down here.
He might be.
Oh yeah,
there he is. We can wait for him.
Shit, we're all the way up here.
Lava. No. I think I saw Arroyo was still there, but that might have been last pick. Who's there at tight end? Brian Instool, Luke Leachy, Jackson Haas. My guy. We can wait. I think we can wait for a couple of these guys. Let's maybe look at the next pick being tight end. Okay, so we didn't like wide receivers. Let's look at running backs real quick. I mean, 49ers do kind of need a running back now. I've seen some stuff on Damian Martinez. I do like him. I just don't know if the 49ers would. Or if that's like their style.
5'11", 217.
He's like
powerful and explosive.
Yeah, he's kind of like a slightly thicker, if I'm not mistaken.
He combines a strong lower body with excellent balance.
Yeah, like not sure what kind of back they're looking for. Are they looking for the eventual CMC replacement? This would be the draft to do that. Or are you looking for a complementary piece?
Raheem Rocket Sanders.
I mean, if your name's Rocket, that's pretty cool. Maybe we could wait for running back because I don't know. None of these.
We have a bunch of picks coming up right now, so
yeah, exactly. Do you want to go with the tight end? I just don't see tight end as that big a need where we need to go for it right now. But what other positions?
And I don't want nobody named Bringing Stool, whatever the fuck. Nothing about bringing no stool on my team.
Jesus Christ. So you know it's interesting. Mayoko, I think, has mentioned Dylan Gabriel, the Oregon quarterback, as like a fit for the 49ers or like an option for the 49ers in the third round. Then Barrows mentioned him as a good fit for the 49ers. So maybe they know something about him. But I don't think we need to act on that. Yeah, let's look at offensive line. Do we need another offensive lineman, guys? We already got Connerly. So do we need a guard? Yeah, like why not, right? We could use a guard. Miles Frazier. Clay Webb. Clay Webb is good too. All right, guys, what do you think? Do we go off a guard here? Miles Frazier
6'5", 317.
or Clay Webb?
6'3", 312. Powerful and versatile offensive lineman. Extensive experience across multiple positions.
Justin,
he has experience
Dylan Sampson is there still. Yeah, which I think the Niners would like.
Long limbs.
So as far as the center goes, the 49ers, I think, I wouldn't be shocked if they drafted a guard who can play center. Like I just don't think they get center, like true centers, very often. So, but you know, maybe someone who has center experience. Yeah, Monheim. I think he's good. I haven't really watched him.
Taking over 3,100 career.
I feel like Jake Majors is good. And here's the thing with centers: the 40 you can draft a center. He's not starting. I can tell you that right now. He's not starting in at least like 2-3 years because Kyle Shanahan does not start young centers. He just doesn't.
So this guy only has experience at center, has played tons of snaps, but says played against top competition in the country. Average frame and length.
Help us out, guys. What should we go with here? We're getting to that point in the draft where we've addressed like a lot of the big needs. So now it's kind of like, where do we go now? And everyone has like
having
a different opinion.
Tackle guard.
Well, what do you think, Ryan?
Throughout his career.
What do you think,
This
Ryan?
seems like one that the 49ers like. He plays all the positions.
USC.
Yep, the other guy only has played
wouldn't be the last time that, you know, they go USC.
He anchors well and is a good second level blocker in space. However, he struggles with handling more physical pass rushes. His overall play strength is just average.
And yes, as far as who's starting at center, they didn't go free agency with a center like we all hoped. So yes, Brendel is going to be an option. It's going to be him and Mike Hennessy or Matt Hennessy competing for the starting center position. Maybe Nick Zakel, maybe Nugent. But yeah, I'll say this though, an encouraging last words of center here. It doesn't take much to be an upgrade over what Jake Brendel did last year. So if Matt Hennessy's even just good, he'll be the starter. All right. Mariah, what do you want to go with here? Do you want to get a center?
I don't care.
I also don't care. Damn it. Well, Stovey's saying get Majors.
But we're at pick 138. Majors is set at pick 168. That's like.
And we got more picks. Like we got 147 and 160. Let's wait for the next pick, Stovey. See, Bassa's there. Do you guys want to get Bassa?
Yeah, that's closer to where we're picking right now. We're going to have all ducks.
I know, right?
We're going to be quacking down the field.
Let's go full send on the this whole Oregon 49ers hype. Let's just go Bassa.
All right.
Someone wasn't pleased with the Jalen Walker pick being enough for linebacker.
All right, here we go.
Okay.
All right, pick 147.
Hey, let's check back
at 160.
Let's check back at center really quick. Yeah, let's go Jake Majors now. I'll do him or Monheim, either one. I did like that Monheim has
that's the one
experience, but Majors has played against better competition, so battle tested for sure.
So what do you think?
Chat, what do you guys think? Monheim or Majors? Okay, either one. Lock us in. Take us home, Mariah.
Well, I can't see chat, so sorry for you.
Stovey said Monheim or Majors, either one. And then Benali says Pegas, who's
already done.
Okay.
All right, so pick 160. All right, let's go over our picks just a refresher.
Good spot.
We got Jalen Walker, Kenneth Grant, Josh Connerly, Billy Bowman, CJ West, Jeffrey Bassa, Jonah.
We have 2 defensive tackles already. Do we want to go another edge guy? I feel like they need another edge guy. How many picks do we have left? So we only have 2 picks left. That's it?
We have 3.
Or 3. Oh, 3. Let's check on wide receiver really quick. What's that looking like? We still haven't gotten a running back.
I know. Wide receiver.
So much. So this Ole Miss guy, I know the 49ers have met with him. Yeah, let's
check running back.
RJ Harvey. Chat.
Rocket still
Chat.
there.
Let's go RJ Harvey here. Let's go RJ Harvey. He's like an all-around back. When I see him, like I see a lot of Bucky Irving in his game.
Harvey has scored a whopping 38 rushing touchdowns the past 2 years.
Woo! Yeah, I kind of want that. And I feel like this is great value for him. I don't think he's lasting until this late, but who knows? It is also a deep draft. So
well, our next pick ain't until 249, so we got a ways to go. So
this is already a big surprise if the 49ers went this long without getting a running back. So let's just get it over with now.
Okay,
Harvey.
Let's go.
Get in. I feel good about that one.
Now we go a ways before we pick. Dang. All right. So we still haven't got wide receiver or tight end.
But I'm not sold that we need. I don't know that we need a tight end. Like if we did get a tight end this late, you can go Eurosec from.
We might get an undrafted tight end
from Georgia, Dupree from Alabama.
All these guys are going to be undrafted.
There's some
draft's almost over.
Yeah.
So wide receivers, I don't know about any of these.
Callie, we already got Jalen Walker, and then we got Jeffrey Bassa from Oregon, so we're good on linebacker.
Yeah, we got 2.
We're good. Okay, so here's where I'm at. Either another edge guy or a wide receiver. That's where I'm at.
These are the edges.
Yeah, you're not gonna get much. Elijah Ponder is interesting out of Cal Poly, but he'll probably end up being like a priority free agent. Yeah, let's go. Let's go wide receiver here. Why not?
Quarterback.
Oh yeah, should we get a quarterback?
All
right, help us out. Help us out, chat. What position? So quarterback, wide receiver, tight end, or what was the other one? Edge rusher. Who are we getting with this last pick here?
Is this the last? Oh yeah. No, we got 2 more.
Oh, we got 2 more.
252.
Yes. Okay. So between these 2, yeah, let's go wide receiver. Help us out.
6'4", 205.
Kicker.
6 touchdowns on just 26 receptions. 6'2", 184. 5'9", 163. Dang. Look at that RAS.
So here's the question, kind of similar to running back. What kind of wide receiver do we want? I mean, if you're looking for an X receiver, they're probably not going to be very polished this late. If you're looking for a slot guy that's somewhat one-dimensional, I feel like we have plenty of those guys. Like I need a man coverage. I need a man coverage beater right now. And Stovey's saying we need someone tall. So Andrew
got 18 of 29 contested targets in 2024.
But are they contested because he's not getting open? Or like he always had to.
Does have a nice understanding of how to get open versus zone coverage.
Yeah, I hope they extend Jennings.
Mover.
Filiberto. JJ clone. Andrew Armstrong's the JJ clone. I mean, it's not a bad thing. Yeah, let's scroll down a little. Isaiah Nair. I feel like I've heard some things about him too. Kyle Williams. That's such an easy decision for me. I'm sorry for everyone that's still triggered by that name, but he's a good receiver to me. He's very he's elusive with the ball in his hands. He can get open. He's a good route runner. Yeah, there you go. He went to UNLV as well.
All right. Sold.
I'm locking that in.
All right. Last pick.
All right. So so it's either edge, tight end.
Here's the tight end since we're right here.
Quarterback. I think as far as fit, so again, like what we're looking for, they're probably looking for a blocking tight end. Eurosec out of Georgia, you know, he would probably be a fit. Let's see.
These are the quarterbacks.
He's from California as well. He used to play for Stanford, Eurosec. So Kyle has seen him. Or sorry, John Lynch has probably watched him. Go to the top of the quarterback list. So Brosmer is interesting. Brady Cook, you know, those guys are Interesting. Wouldn't mind taking a flyer on either of those guys. Go a little bit further down that list. Yeah, it's probably like where I'd go, either one of those top two. Smith what? What position? Yeah, as far as edge guys, this is again. Let's just get Elijah Ponder as a undrafted free agent. I don't think we need a corner.
Yeah, I'm just checking what's here.
Yeah, I think based on who's available, let's go with a quarterback here. Why are you looking at kickers?
Because it's an area of need. A kicker and a punter is an area of need.
I'm signing one off the street, okay? He's at your local grocery store.
Just like you could get all these quarterbacks off the street at your local grocery store.
Donovan Smith. Stove, is that the one you were talking about? Donovan Smith? I'm not familiar with him. Enlightened me. At Houston. Coming soon. They haven't even written anything on him. Yeah, I'd go Brady Cook or Brosmer here.
This guy's hurt. No. Get out of here.
No, he overcame.
I don't care.
Brady Cook then.
I don't want to see nothing about no hurt, nothing. All right. Here's our draft chat. We trade.
This is actually a solid draft, in my opinion. In my humble opinion, we did good, I think. We did take, and we came away with an extra pick.
Yep.
Look at that in the 3rd round next year. Yo, let's post this. Let's post this in the chat. Or sorry, let's post this on Twitter.
All right, let me save it. Let me copy it just in case it doesn't save. All right, chat. We're the best drafters there are out there.
We just fixed this team.
You're welcome, John Lynch. You made a mess of it, but somebody had to fix it, I guess. Steph, what else you got going on this week?
Nothing much. I mean, tomorrow I have my show with Wayne. We're going to talk about, any updates from the last week. Definitely going to be talking about these pro days and 49K Draft Club. So we're going with a special 49K Draft Club tomorrow where we're going to be focusing on Oregon players and then try to get a sense of like which players the 49ers would be interested in. And we're going to be like watching, giving our thoughts on their tape. So.
Well, we got a bunch of ducks on the team now, so we're going to be quacking. Get used to it. So, McNiner, to answer your question, it should be a duck, okay? Just bring the ducks right over to the new mascot. Sourdough Sam, you're out of here, you old fuck. Sorry. But yeah, that's it. Chat, we appreciate you all, per usual. You guys are the best chat out there. Thanks for helping us draft. Thanks for kicking it with us. I hope you guys have a great rest of your week. And yeah, Steph and I will be back. What's up, Peachy? Thank you. We'll be back next Thursday at our usual time, 3 Pacific time. So come through. We're here every Thursday. But yeah, peace, Steph. I appreciate you.
Peace.
We're out of here. Peace, y'all.